Folks, if you're watching this video, then you're interested in my corporate course. The title of the course is Functional Breathing for Corporate Growth. And you might ask, what's corporate growth got to do with functional breathing? Well, if your staff aren't sleeping well, if they are stressed, if they're anxious, then they're not going to be the assets they could be to the company. In fact, when you're breathing in a dysfunctional way, you have 30% less oxygen to your brain, so you're not going to function to your highest and best. And also, if you're not breathing in a certain way, then you're more in fight or flight. So it's hard to build a team or be part of a team if you're constantly thinking about either fighting with those team members or run away and don't mean physically run away, but run away from issues and problems that may occur and do occur in any kind of team or any kind of work environment. So this is all about corporate growth for you, and it's all about looking after your staff, and your staff will thank you for this because this just doesn't affect their life in your business. It affects their life at home with their kids, with the family members. When they're socializing, they're just going to feel a lot better. When you're sleeping better, everything else is better. I'm just going to run through the course quickly. It shouldn't take too long, so don't be thinking I'm going to take hours and hours, for a very short overview. So that's the name of the course. This is Forbes. They say that productivity can increase by 500%. I really doubt that, but it will get higher if people are happier, if they're sleeping well, and they're not as stressed as they currently are. Okay, so first of all, what I do is I give a wee bit of an overview about me. I've been a coach for 40 years. I've been involved in functional breathing for 10 years. I have a lot of corporate clients. Allstate would be my client, Pinnacle would be a client, Northern Ireland Electricity Service would be a client, and then I have other clients that are more based in the charity sector, such as Crumb would be a client, and a group called Glensmen did a course recently for them. So give a wee overview of what I do and who I work with and what the course is going to be about. Then we move into an introduction. Then we do some tests, and those tests are about showing you the benefits of breathing the proper way. If you're not breathing the proper way, you increase your anxiety, your stress, poor sleep, cold hands, cold feet, gut issues, toileting issues, high blood pressure, tight shoulders, tension headaches, lower back issues, relationships issues, food cravings, and many more. So the point about that is that most people don't understand that can be a breathing issue, and I put that across in the course. Then what good breathing is, and we go across if you're breathing correctly, better management of stress, very important for a work environment, improve your sleep, better blood flow, better digestion, reduce food cravings, less prone to colds and flus if you're working in an environment where you're around other people, or even if you're at home, you don't want to have too many colds or flus. Reduce tension, more easy in conceiving. That's a side issue, but some people are very into that. Better relationships, both in work and out of work, and better sports performance, again, if you're in that sort of thing. Then we go into sort of doing another test. We go through those tests very quickly, just to see where people are at this point in time. Then we retrain the breathing. So not everybody's going to be the same. Some of your staff are going to have very poor breathing. Some are going to have reasonably good breathing, and everything in between. So it has to be, the breathing techniques that I give them have to be designed specific to them, and that's why we do the 3 tests that we do. Once the tests are done, we go into giving some breathing techniques. And real time, they will see the difference. And this is sort of part of the course. They see the difference on the course that we train their breath. Then we move on through. It's just one of the breathing exercises. Then we go into sleep, because if you're breathing well while you're awake, doesn't mean to say that translates into your sleep. So if you're waking with a dry mouth, if you are snoring, if you're drooling on the pillow, you're waking very fatigued, that shouldn't be the case. You shouldn't wake up in the morning feeling more fatigued than you were when you went to sleep. So we talk about sleep and how to improve it. Then we go into sleep hygiene, what happens if you wake at night and your head's full of thoughts, how to cope with that. So we really do a deep dive into sleep. We also do some hacks because a lot of the people I work with are executives who travel quite a bit. and we give them hacks into how to give you a good night's sleep when you're traveling. Your brain doesn't shut down the way it normally does. When you're sleeping in no bed, we feel safe and comfortable. So we need to work on sleeping better when we're traveling, because most of the time we're traveling, we're doing an important meeting. We want to have a good night's sleep. Then we go into a couple other breathing exercises, and then we do a wrap up. And the wrap up is basically I give people, well, first of all, I give them a couple of follow up videos that is there to keep for life. And I tell the people on the course which ones need to do which exercises to get them to a certain point. We also look at what's called email apnea, where people hold their breath when they're answering. You know? And again, that's a stressor, and that all plays a part. We also look at people who talk for a living, because humans aren't designed to talk all day long, and that has a stress on the body and leaves them very fatigued. So if you're doing sales calls, by the time you get to 3 o'clock for sales calls, your skill will diminish because less oxygen to the brain, and talking is a stressor, which means you'll be very fatigued. So again, we're looking at those sort of issues. We then do, if we're on a physical course where I'm actually in the room, we have the opportunity to do it when we're having a coffee or whatever. People can ask me questions that they do want to ask in front of the group. If we're on a Zoom, then I have a question per section. And I will never leave anybody behind. So if anybody is really struggling, I will always jump on a call all the time with people after the course to see how they're doing. The last thing is we also have a bolt on, and the bolt on is a 21-day WhatsApp group, because it's great going on the course, but for anybody who's been in the course, you'll know your life's that busy that once you get out of the course, you sometimes forget about the work that needs to be put in. So what I do is I have a 21-day WhatsApp group, and I give feedback during the day, giving tasks, listen to feedback, and that sort of thing. So if you want to get in contact with me, it's davidtoney@me.com. So that's I got the email might be on here. Yeah, email's on here, davidtoney@me.com. We can have a chat. We can jump on a call if you want to move this forward in any way. Okay, so have a look at check out the video again if you feel it's appropriate, and then we can jump on a call and have a quick chat. I do these in person in Ireland. If I'm traveling to outside of Ireland, then you have to factor in hotel, you have to factor in travel. But I certainly do work around the world, but that would be over Zoom. Okay, so give me a shout if you want any more information, if you feel this may be helpful to your staff, and yeah, just see how it goes and give me a shout.